In 1913, President Woodrow Wilson created the Federal Reserve, essentially transitioning the oversight responsibility of our banking system from the Congress to the Federal Reserve. While the Fed holds a number of mandates, the most important is maintaining the value of our currency and supervising and regulating the banking system in order to ensure stable financial markets. Let's consider how they have performed. The value of the dollar has declined more than 1/3 since 2002 relative to other currencies. This translates into a significant decline in the value of our country's wealth, which is a huge tax. It has also contributed to boom and bust cycles in our economy. How about their other mandate, ensuring stability in the banking system? We are living through much of what the Federal Reserve, has caused. One of the other significant problems with how the Fed has behaved, along with the Treasury Department, has to do with the conflicting relationships between those who run the organizations and the banks where they used to work. There has been a concerning lack of transparency in how the Fed has operated some of its monetary policy programs. I am very concerned with the continuing decline in the value of the dollar and thus savings. This is occurring at a time when wages, due in large part to poor economic policies, are stagnating. So we are making the same or less money, but everything is costing more. The dollar also holds the position of being the world's reserve currency, which many other countries wish to change because of our irresponsible spending behavior. If this happens, it could trigger a global depression that could challenge or exceed that of the 1920s and 1930s. I am not an economist, nor do I claim to have all the answers as it relates to the Fed. My job will be to listen and learn from the experts and come to a determination on whether I should support the elimination of the Fed or at least have their mandates altered. One thing does appear clear. Economic cycles were less frequent before the Fed started trying to manipulate the movement of the economy. I can now say that I do not support increasing their powers as they have requested, and will make it a priority to learn more about them. That said, I do believe strongly that what they are doing is not working, and do support a number of immediate steps. The first involves a bill that is on the Hill right now, sponsored by Congressman Ron Paul, which is H.R. 1207. It calls for an audit of the Fed and more transparency. I support this measure. The second is to remedy structural problems in our economy that are limiting economic growth and employment. The Fed has been forced to use monetary policy to artificially pump up our economy in order to mask real problems, which can only lead to more boom-bust cycles as we have seen. The third is to evaluate options to stabilize prices and the value of the dollar, such as the return to a monetary benchmark like gold. A physical, liquid assets cannot simply be produced out of thin air. The only reason for going away from the gold standard in the first place was to enable deficit spending, and we know where that has gotten us. The bottom line is the federal government has been the one robbing the store, and the Fed has been one of the guns enabling them to do so. As private citizens, we are expected to live our lives within our means, without changing the rules, and we must hold our government to the same standard. As your representative, I will fight to restore fiscal and monetary discipline, to ensure that our country avoids an impending bankruptcy, that there exists transparency when it comes to our country's financial matters, and that the value of our currency and savings does not continue to be eroded. I am asking for your vote. Thank you.